So I've been asked kind of recently in some of my interviews with people that are coming on the show and things of that nature, as well as a couple people in public that have started listening to my podcast, The Beard Signal, is basically Trump is like the new Hitler. And there are parallels and I kind of want to do that. But the first thing they've always said is because I have a decent grasp on history here, especially World War II history. So the one thing that's always asked to me is Trump the Hitler? Is he following his playbook? And while Trump is not following Hitler's playbook to the letter, many historians, political scientists, and watchdog organizations have drawn parallels between Trump's rhetoric, tactics, and ambitions, especially regarding democratic erosion, scapegoating, and authoritarian tendencies. With that said, comparing any modern political figure to Hitler must be done with precision to avoid diminishing the atrocities of the Holocaust or oversimplifying complex modern realities. The key things that are often cited are the dehumanizing rhetoric and scapegoating. So Hitler blamed Jews, communists, and other for Germany's decline. Then Trump frequently scapegoats immigrants, Muslims, LGBTQ for political opponents, and referring to them as vermin, poisoning the blood of the nations, which was a shared thing between them, and a language with disturbing historical echoes. Another thing is attacking democratic institutions. Hitler dismantled the Weimar Republic, basically using emergency powers, then outlawed opposition. Trump has repeatedly undermined faith in elections, especially in 2020, and pressured courts to attack the press. Sorry, not pressure courts, attack the press, and as enemies of the people, while floating using military against humans. Another thing is the whole cult of personality behind them, where they both use grand allies, loyal oaths, and personal branding to center politics entirely around themselves. Trump's MAGA movement and Hitler's use of the Nazi symbolism thrive on emotions, grievance, and ideological policies. Then authoritarian ambitions, where Trump muses about being a dictator for a day, promises mass deportations, using the military, and prosecuting his political enemies. And these plans resemble the early phases of totalitarianism consultation, although not yet the genocidal extremism of Hitler's regime. So the important difference is Trump is not genocidal as Hitler in the way that Hitler was. The Holocaust and World War II were unique in that horror. The U.S. still is a functioning checks and balances, although strained, and widespread civic engagement. And Trump lacks the ideological consistency of Hitler Nazism. His actions are more transactional and grievous driven. So a warning that you could take from it, historians like Timothy Snyder warn that Democratic backslide often looks legal at first. He puts that in quotes, legal at first. Scholars like Ruth Ben Guyot, author of The Strongman, he compared Trump's authoritarian methods to leaders like Mussolini and Putin, and all of whom used democratic systems to seize more power for themselves. And then in 2024, Trump's own allies, like the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025, outline plans to massively expand executive power and dismantle civic protections, fillingly close to a democratic breakdown. This is, of course, a short one, but while Trump is not Hitler, his playbook consists of alarming echoes of fascist strategies, including the use of fear, division, and democratic erosion to secure more power for himself. It's not a historical repeat itself exactly, but it may be rhyming, if that makes sense. So the key difference here will depend on whether institutions, voters, and civil societies resist or enable those tendencies. That's going to be the main thing here. That did not happen as much in World War II. More people actually embraced it, and then put everyone that didn't embrace it kind of down heavily. So it was a kind of kick out, but it's more 50-50 here, where, or at least that's what they want you to believe, even though in a previous episode I went over exactly why that's not the case, and that we're actually more of a progressive country than a, you know, conservative one. So that's a different thing altogether. Again, quick video here. Just wanted to get this out there, and let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the usual things. And if you found this interesting, informative, whatever it might be, no matter what part of the political spectrum you are, follow me for more.